Good afternoon and welcome to Mondays with the Mayor. It's been a few weeks. It is good to be back. I am Laura Weinberg and today I have a special guest with us, Rod Tarullo, the city's Director of Parks and Recreation. Welcome, Rod.
Welcome. Good to be with you, Mayor.
Thanks. We're going to ask some questions of Rod in a moment. But first, I wanted to give just a little update on our city council meeting that is happening tomorrow night. We have a regular business meeting, and it's been a few weeks since we've met at city council in a regular meeting. So we have a number of items on the agenda. The big item for the meeting is a vote to appoint the next city manager for Golden. And I'd just like to thank everybody who has been a part of the process, the team here at the city, for hosting all of the forums that enabled our community members, our businesses, our employees, our management team, everybody to have a chance to meet the candidates and ask questions. We had 4 finalists in town, and I appreciate everybody who took the time to come to one of those forums to meet the finalists and then to provide their input back to City Council. We received a lot of input from the various groups, and all of the feedback was very helpful for Council reaching a decision. So tomorrow night at our meeting, we will have our vote, our discussion and a vote to appoint the new city manager. There are a number of other items on the agenda. We do have 3 public hearings, so if you're interested in these topics, please take a look at the agenda. You can submit public comments via email or come to the City Council meeting and tell us in person. The 3 items with public hearings are the new model traffic code. We also have the new retail marijuana tax that will be implemented. It was voted on in November, and now Council has in front of us the opportunity to actually put it in place. And then finally, we also have a hearing on the new water and sewer development fees. So a few items there. We also have several updates to Council. That includes the Boomer Bond assessment results, which is for the seniors, and the survey and the input and the assessment on our services for seniors in Golden. And then we also have an update, the mid-year review of the strategic plan. So again, the agenda is on the city website. You can check it for all the details, and please do submit your comments. You can use public comment at cityofgolden.net to share your thoughts with Council. But before we get to Council meeting tomorrow night, we have an important community meeting this evening, and it's regarding our open space master plan. So the city's been talking for several years about the need to define the purpose and the allowable uses for the open space that's owned by the city. The input part of that plan is happening now, and I hope you'll take the time to add your voice to this important topic. But I am going to turn here and ask Mr. Tarullo just to share a little bit about the background of this open space master plan.
Thank you, Mayor. As you mentioned, it's an area that we've been working in for several years, and COVID kind of set us back a little bit. But in the 2016 Parks and Recreation Master Plan, we did a lot of public engagement, and what came out of surveys and other public meetings were that the open space areas, the natural areas, the trail areas of our community are very, very important to our citizens. And we have not ever had the planning documents that other municipalities around us have had. And so best practices are to formulate and provide planning documents that help us manage and help guide the program for open space parcels within Golden. So we've started with a first phase, and the meeting this evening from 6 to 7 at the community center is going to help inform citizens a little bit about the process that we've been through so far, and then also share an opportunity for everyone to be able to participate through a survey that will be online starting late this afternoon on Guiding Golden. And This first phase of our master plan is primarily to help us give definition to what open space actually is. There's lots of, if you ask 10 people, you may get 10 different versions of what open space is. Yeah. And it's a really important process to go through and have consensus on eventually as to what and how open space is and can be used or protected or preserved within our city. So that's the main focus of tonight's meeting, is to kind of catch people up. We've had some consultants helping us. We've had a small stakeholders group of special interest folks from the preservation side, from the recreation side, and they've done a lot of work. We'll present that tonight and then break out this survey that will be available for the next few weeks for everyone to participate.
That's great, and you're right. The define open space is very different no matter who you talk to. It's one of the pieces that is going to help clarify for everyone, or maybe it's just already out there, is the properties that the city owns that are open space versus what most people in Golden think of as open space, which is actually Jefferson County open space. Is there a lot to, part of this process to kind of define what the city controls versus what the county?
That's certainly a part of it, yeah. And we're greatly blessed because we have so much open space around us, but in actuality, the city's ownership of these properties is approximately 400 acres. And there are thousands of acres that surround us that primarily are owned and managed by Jefferson County open space. A lot of the property that they have, they can access though through our property. And oftentimes citizens don't know, and sometimes really don't care to know whose ownership of property they're walking through or cycling through or whatever. So as we come to a definition, we have identified through the years parcels on maps that we are saying are open space, but we will apply the definition to all of those properties to make sure they all fit, and maybe it adds some of the other city ownership of properties that we haven't included as open space in the past. So that is a part of this process. And then the second phase, which we hope to do in 2023, with budget funding, hopefully, would be to go into each of these parcels, identify their key characteristics, and come up with management plans as to where we want to allow people, where we don't want to allow people, and all of the various elements that go with managing properties that are so important.
Terrific. Who should come to the meeting? Who is impacted by this planning process? Who should get involved?
Anybody and everybody.
Okay.
As a part of that 2016 plan that we had, it was very clear that almost everyone in our community cares about open space in some form or fashion. And so we welcome everyone's participation, and that's what helps make the plan good.
Terrific. Well, tonight at the community center from 6 to 7, hopefully you can make it. Hopefully you can bring a neighbor, a friend. And if you can't make it tonight, which unfortunately I am unable to make it tonight, the survey and the ability to provide input will be available on Guiding Golden. So you can still share your thoughts, still get updated on the plan and the project by visiting Guiding Golden. Next up, I just wanted to touch on a few other things, and the first is the Community Wildfire Protection Plan, and a big thank you to everybody who showed up at the meeting that was held on June 29th. It was another community meeting. We do a lot of these, and it was a really great turnout to talk about wildfire protection here across the city and what is being done. And now there's going to be a series of more local neighborhood meetings around at various neighborhood parks in the city. And the first one, the first in the community meeting is this week on Thursday, July 14th. And it's going to be for the Golden Southwest, the Rooney Road and Red Rocks neighborhoods. The meeting's going to be on the basketball court at Heritage Dells Park. And it's going to talk more specifically about wildfire protection needs and ideas for those neighborhoods. So if you are interested in the topic, if you live in those neighborhoods, if you want to learn about the wildfire risk and how you can protect your homes, please do come to the meeting. If you are interested in when the next meetings are for the other neighborhoods around the city, you can also visit Guiding Golden and look under the Community Wildfire Protection Plan to find out when those next meetings are as well. These very important topic, particularly as we're in this wildfire season. The next topic, just to touch on, since we haven't talked in a little while, is again about Clear Creek. I think we'll be talking about this every week all summer long. But today I wanted to share a reminder about proper safety on the water in Clear Creek. And very sadly, as many of you probably saw on the news, there were 2 fatalities on Clear Creek over the 4th of July weekend. The fatalities, the accidents happened just west of the city in the Jefferson County open space area. The best thing that we all can do is to observe the safety signage along the creek. Right now the flag is set to yellow. You can see the flag up on the bridges in the city over the creek. What the yellow flag means is that our emergency responders have deemed the water unsafe for those under 18. So while tubing may be a family-friendly activity, it doesn't mean it's family-friendly all year long, particularly when the flows are a little bit higher. So if anybody plans to get in the water, you should remember to wear your life jacket, you can wear a helmet, and remember those water shoes so you can stay as safe as possible. If you are not right in town like I am at the moment, you can check the flag status before coming down here by visiting the website, visitgolden.com, and look under the creek info section, and that will tell you the day's flag color and water safety. On to some exciting announcements. This Friday, July 15th, is the first Movies and Music in the Park. It's hosted by the City of Golden, and what's great this year is we are going to have a Friday evening in July, another one in August, and again in September. So we've been doing this for a number of years, and it's always been in August, but this year we've got a Friday in July. It's this Friday in Parfet Park, and it sounds like a great lineup. So at the start at 7 p.m. we're going to have our music and dance performances. We have Studio Colombia Dance Group and the music of Javi. And then the movie of the night is going to be Disney's Encanto. So the musical performances begin at 7. The featured movie begins at dusk, which is somewhere around 8:30, a little later this time of year. The movies are shown on the big screen in the park. Bring your blankets, bring your chairs, bring a picnic. There will be food trucks, so if you forget your picnic, you can get some food from the food trucks. And if you're interested in when the next movies are for August and September, you can check the City of Golden website under events. Look for Movies and Music in the Park for the other ones. But I hope if you're in town, you can join me. I will be there on Friday evening. Bring the family for Movies and Music in the Park. And with that, I'm going to wrap it up for this Monday. I hope you all have a great week. I hope you're able to make it to some of these great community meetings, and we'll see you next week.